So if you run it from A or B drive, you're okay. But if you try and run it from C or D, you're going to be out of luck. So like over here is your, what they call the fuel gauge, basically. The farther up it goes, the more data you've got in your partition. This partition is a 16 megabyte partition. I've got about 1.5 meg of stuff in here right now. Various files. All kinds of stuff. GeoPaint. It's an IRC program. I don't have the IRC cartridge hooked up, so I can't really run it. It tells me I'm running GeoS 4.4, and that version is not supported. That's that. It's like I made my resume in Geo, right? Back in the day. I still live in the same place. So if I preview that, I can get a general idea of what my resume will look like on a preview mode. And it goes back out to the desktop again. And this, I'll put it in normal mode because you're not going to be able to hear it if I do that. In turbo mode. The volume is turned up on it. Yes. I used to have that on my floppy disk system as an auto exec display once it was done loading. Okay. So I could walk away someplace else in the house while it was loading up, and then when GeoS finally came up, it would play that song. I'm like, oh, okay, I need to go back to the disk now. Killed enough time. But with JPDOS and some of this fast RAM, it boots up pretty quickly. And as you see, I own that particular piece of software. That's my name. So let's show you what it looks like when you turn on a SuperCPU from the very beginning. Oh, it did good. Try it again. I think it doesn't do it when certain drives are connected. Yep, it doesn't do it when certain drives are connected, so let me unplug them. Right here, so let's see what it looks like. Ooh, I'm getting enough. Oh, I unplugged the video, not the drive. Daggone it! Unplugged the wrong thing. Get it right here momentarily. There you go. CPU accelerator. Notice it says 16 megs of CPU RAM and 38,911 bytes free. So if you want to code in the 65816 code, you get 16 megs of RAM that you can deal with.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, all right. There are a few programs that actually take advantage of that. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any of them. But I use it mostly for the JPDOS when I'm not taking advantage of the speed. You can see how fast the directly zooms through versus normal mode. A little bit slower. So, trying to get GEOS to boot off of a compact flash requires some crazy code, and I write it down because I can't remember it. It's that bizarre. So back to that drive. Okay. So the X symbol. XR is a mode that I'm going to program the compact flash to emulate. Oops.
Fake.
Okay, so what it's doing is it's loading this file right here into memory, and it's going to think it's actually a hard drive at that point as opposed to a floppy drive. As long as I type it right, it'll say ready. So then when CD into it, which is this directory right here, 63999 blocks, the 16 meg hard drive partition. So now when I do a directory, it's got the actual, I'm actually in that directory now. So I can hit shift run and we'll load up the drive thinking it's on a hard drive now.
Heck yeah.
That's what happens when you play it in turbo mode.
Yeah.
I'm completely operational, all my circuits are functioning perfectly. It doesn't slow down, it just So there's nothing, yeah, there is something in here, okay. So there's your A drive, which is this drive here. D drive, which is this drive up here. And your C drive, which is a compact flash I mentioned earlier. Now you're probably thinking like, okay, how did that get up to the top earlier? Well, since I knew I was going to run some true GS demos, I just moved it up here and it gives me an option. Do you want to swap those two drives or do you want to copy those two drives? In this case I want to swap them. And that moves it up to the A position and I'm golden at that point to run GEOS applications. And normally, if you are running it off of a true hard drive, it's got a built-in clock, so you don't have to enter that information. But since I'm not really running it off of a hard drive, I have to type that in. There's no other real-time clock hooked up currently, so. Okay, so now it'll keep time until I power it off again. And configure all of your drives. Go into Toolbox here. And it'll tell you what you currently have hooked up and what the last save configuration was, which I had it set up as drive B last time I saved configurations. So you got boot settings that are initially saved when you set it up. Reload your extended kernel. It puts the kernel in the SuperCPU because it's the fastest RAM there is on the whole system. So we'll put it there. I have it set to reset the dashboard environment every time. So that's that. want to make some REU space, I can. I've got 15.5 megs free still. So like right here, I can install a RAM disk. About 15K. Formatting already. Okay, so I get out of that, then I should have 4 drives. Which I do now. With nothing in it. 15.5 meg free.
This stuff run even faster if you put it in the RAM drive, right?
Yes, it will. The only problem is you need to make sure you copy it out of there before you shut the machine down, or you lose whatever you did in it.
Yeah, that's how most of the stuff on this runs more RAM you got. Everything goes into the RAM and you run from there. It makes it go fast. If that was running off the flop.
The worst part of that is actually getting stuff into it to begin with. Because you got to wait for it to copy off. Then once it's copied over, then you can take advantage of it.
Especially from a floppy.
Especially from a floppy, yes. And like if I copied something from here over, it still takes a while for it to copy because it's reading off of a floppy. Didn't take long, though. Did copy it over.
Okay, that's pretty quick.
So if I wanted to actually run that, just double click on that. There you go. It's loaded. How fast was that?
Quicker than the hard drive.
Of course, I'm still in turbo mode too, so it's probably freaking out. Not too much. With a very easy exit out of that. There we go. And let's see. Yep, that's what I want. Let's see what happens if I go back in now. Memory serves, I didn't save that setting when I went out, so hopefully it'll still be there when we come back in. I was thinking about it. Oh, I didn't boot it up in turbo mode, that's why. See the 3 drives, not the SuperCPU RAM. Okay, well, let's see. Like that. See, it's a little bit slower in non-turbo mode. See if I can bring that right back up without losing the data. Nope, doesn't say it there. Darn it. Probably won't be there. Didn't format it, so let's see if it sees anything in it. Yep, it's still there.
Really?
I lucked out. So Wheels is a program that was originally written to upgrade Geos back in the late 90s by Morris Randall. He's a guy up in,
Familiar with Maurice.
Yeah. He lives up in Michigan. He used to be a big Geos author and also sold CMD equipment when CMD went out of business. He's since kind of fallen off of the landscape, and he's kind of hard to contact now. I actually emailed him last month, and he answered my email, so I could consider myself fortunate that he's still talking to me. But a lot of people seem to think that you can't boot wheels off of the UIEC because it's not compatible enough, and that just proves that they're wrong.
Right.
You can do it. It just takes a little bit more keystrokes to get it going. But since I didn't power off the machine, I was able to reboot back into the operating system without all those codes. Everything was still there. Had I powered it off, then back on, I would have had to key those all back in again. So that I saved myself a little bit there. This is the device. Take a look at that. It's connected to the same drive channel as these floppies are, and it's taking power off of the cassette to run the lights and keep its memory going. Let's see, I don't think there's anything else I could show on here. Copy that over to that and see what happens. It's taking a little bit more time, but it's done. So now I've got that somewhere in here. Yep, somewhere in there. Not at the bottom though. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Anything that's considered to be a basic file will have the Commodore logo and the 64 logo. If it thinks it's for the 64 version, if it thinks it's for 128, it'll actually put a 128 logo in it, which is kind of awesome. That's it, unless anyone's got any questions.
Did you make that card for your...
No, I did not.
Get it?
A fellow by the name of Jim Brain designed it.